I'm not going to be on camera in this video because I have a 4-month-old and I can't go a single day without having spit up on my shirt. So it's just going to be pans and hands. I attempted to make one of those YouTube video shorts and I made a short video and it did not upload with the cute little short tag on it and I don't know what I did wrong. But is it that easy to make pumpkin pie? Just a couple cups of pumpkin, a bag of marshmallows, a pie crust, and an oven. Boom, pie. Actually, yes, it is that easy. But how did I come up with this recipe? That's the exciting part. So the whole story is I started off with some cooked yams. Technically sweet potatoes, the orange colored sweet potatoes. And I had a bag of marshmallows. Why did I have a bag of marshmallows? Because I don't usually buy them. I'm not exactly sure. And you might be the type of person that, like me, you get a bag of marshmallows at the beginning of the summer, and then by the time fall comes around, you just had a couple pulled out for making s'mores, and the rest have either turned into a gooey blob like something from the end of the Ghostbusters film, or they have desiccated to little mummified marshmallow bricks inside the bag, depending on the moisture level of where you live. So you got to do something with those marshmallows or just give up and throw them away. Well, I don't give up. So I took my bag of marshmallows and my yams and I thought, you know what? There's this baked dish where you put marshmallows on top, but these are large marshmallows, and I don't want to go to the bother of chopping them up to be small to make some sort of sweet baked casserole. Instead, sweet potato pie. I'll just throw it all in my blender, throw it in one of my pre-made crusts that, is just graham cracker crust, and see what happens. In the oven, 350 degrees. At about 30 minutes, it had puffed up to a giant portobello mushroom cap looking like thing. And I thought, well, that's going to be exciting. 5 more minutes, turned off the oven, let it cool down. It kind of collapsed down in the middle with the crunchy edge on the outside, but it was a pie, and it tasted pretty okay. Probably could have used a little bit of spice or some sort of butter or something like that in it, but it was all right as it was. And then I got some squash, and technically it wasn't pumpkin, it was delicata and butternut squash, I think, blended together. Anyway, so I tried it again. The first time I hadn't even measured the amount of yams that I put in. I just put it in until I had a few in there and then topped off the rest with marshmallows. So this time I'm like, okay, I'm going to actually try to science this up. And I used 1 cup of squash and a sprinkling of my favorite mixed spice and a bag of marshmallows, and I blended it. And when I blended it, little chunks of marshmallow hadn't quite gotten blended. I think this one was one of the dried out mummy kind. And so when I baked it, little flakes of the marshmallow had turned into little caramelized chunks, and I didn't have enough of the pumpkin to really bulk up the pie, and it ended up as a sweet custard, very similar to what you would have in a pecan-style pie, which, if you think about it, is just starch and sugar made into a gel that's holding the nuts together. And I wish I had poured that over the top of pecans, and that would have been a pretty decent pie. It was okay as it was, but wasn't fantastic. Well, by that point, I had run out of my pre-made graham cracker crusts, and I didn't want to use a chocolate crust. So I decided to blind bake a crust. And if you've seen other videos of mine making pie, you know I am not that great at making blind baked crusts. So I went for it and did a terrible job. It looked like a Frankenstein pie crust, but hey, it was there. And this time I used 2 cups of the mixed squash and 1 bag of marshmallows, blended it, made sure it was fully blended without any chunks of marshmallow. This was actually a fresh bag of marshmallows that I had purpose bought for the recipe. Poured that into the pie pan, baked it 350 degrees for 35 minutes, and it made a pumpkin pie. Is it the best pumpkin pie ever? No, it is not the best pumpkin pie ever. If you want the best pumpkin pie ever, go look at Claire at Dessert People's, or maybe Max at Tasting History, because they've got some really good pumpkin pies there. But is this something that you can put together with just a can of pumpkin or yams and a bag of marshmallows? Yes, It's quick and it's easy and it will always make pie because you just put filling into a crust and you bake it and you have a pie. So if you are interested in doing something like this, just comment or make your own video, or see if this works out for your Thanksgiving meal, because it is super fast and super easy and it makes a pie every time. Sometimes not the pie you are expecting, but it always does make a pie. If you're interested in other quick and fun videos, I have how to make dried cranberries into a fresh cranberry sauce, and I will link that at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Do the like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Ring bells. Yeah, thank you, and have fun.